Hey, everybody. Let's talk today about 5 mistakes that most people make when they are writing a proposal. So, the number one mistake that I see when people are writing a proposal is that it's too salesy. I was reviewing a proposal for a friend of mine the other day, and I was like, Rob, you mentioned the name of your company 15 times. 15 times on just the first page. It's just the first page. And I'm like, as I'm going through this, every time you're using what I would consider like sales jargon that would go on a website or a brochure or whatever it may be. It's just too salesy. And so it's not communicating a lot of the other factors that you need to be communicating. It just looks like the script that you would give one of your salespeople. That's what this looks like. It doesn't look like a proposal. So the number one thing is it's too salesy. The number two thing that I see that's one of the biggest mistakes people make in proposals is poor formatting. So I'll look at the format. There's no header, there's no footer, there's no cover page. As I'm looking through it, they, instead of using like tables and things like that in Microsoft Word, they've just used text, and it's like inline paragraph form, like text type stuff. And so as you're looking at that kind of thing, it just doesn't look very professional. There's no images. When I look at like headings and all that kind of stuff, things aren't bold, or they're not the right size, or they're kind of like they're bold here, they're not bold there. You're using heading 2 in this section and heading 3 in that section, and it's just not formatted very good. And so I highly recommend you come up with a very professional format and you use that. Included in that is when I get to like resumes, it's it's things where somebody has sent you a resume and you really copied and pasted it, and then somebody else sends you a resume and you copy and paste it, and now you've got 5 resumes inside of your proposal, and they all have a different formatting. There's only one formatting, and that's your formatting. So whenever you get resumes from other people, put that into your formatting so it all flows together and looks good. Number three is you don't have the past performance. So I'm reviewing the proposal, and it gets to the past performance section, and you don't even have remotely what it takes to be chasing this RFP. There's no way you're going to win that. So if you don't have the right past performance, you had better get a teaming partner that has the right past performance. And that also applies to like the size of the opportunity. So let's say all of your past performance is in the 1 to 250,000 range in dollar value, right? And this proposal is a $10 million opportunity. This isn't even in the ballpark. So if your past proposal or your past performance is in the 1 to $250,000 range and you're chasing a $500,000 RFP, hey, that's in the ballpark. But $250,000 in 10 million, not in the same ballpark. So if you don't have the right type of past performance, the right size of past performance, or let's say they asked for past performance in the last 3 years and yours was 6 years ago, you don't have the right past performance. So you can't just chunk that in there and feel like, oh, well, we should win because we did a project that was just like this 6 years ago. Doesn't work that way. So not having the right past performance is a big issue. Now, number 4 and number 5 kind of go together. The first one, number 4, is communicating your value. You have to really clearly communicate your value with metrics and things that differentiate you. If you have trained 50,000 people around the world, and this is a training contract, put that you've trained 50,000 people. Part of this is just communicating that you've done the work. You actually can support this mission that the government has here. And so if you're just saying stuff about training, that doesn't cut it. You need to put the metrics in there. Hey, we've supported 50,000 people in 27 different countries in all 50 states, and we've done X, Y, Z, whatever. If you're in IT, hey, guess what? Our networks support over 43 million users around the world. That communicates that you're getting some stuff done. Doesn't necessarily communicate all your value, but it clearly communicates you're getting some stuff done. You've got some past performance. That's pretty awesome. Here's where you actually ratchet that up. So let's say as you're doing what you do, you're saving your clients money. Like I have a client right now, actually I have a couple that one of their key metrics is cost savings. And they save one of their clients $1 billion a year over the last, decade. I'm like, okay, so you've saved your clients overall how much money? And they're like, wow, if we sat down and looked at it, we've probably saved our clients over $50 billion over the last 10 years. All right. That's communicating your value. Your products, your services save your clients on average 45% over their IT infrastructure cost or whatever it may be. Now you're communicating value to people. So that's 4. And it ties into number 5, which is differentiation. We've got to differentiate ourselves from everybody else. And as we use those metrics and things like that, we help to differentiate ourselves from the rest of the crowd that just put in their standard sales garbage that says we're an IT infrastructure company that can do end-to-end networks and cybersecurity solutions and blah, 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 blah. It's all sales jargon. Most people are putting that stuff in there. So if you're saying stuff about how you save your clients all of that money and you've serviced all of those people, you stand out from the crowd. But then we get into other differentiators where, like, I had a client the other day that in their industry, it is unheard of to have more than a 1-year guarantee on their products. And their guarantee is a 5-year guarantee. So that is a massive differentiator in, between them and all of their competition. That's the kind of stuff you want to communicate. So those are some real quick tips. If you have any other questions or want to follow up with this in any way, you know how to reach me. We'll see you next time.